And this is from the Kutei Siches Chelek Chav Vav, Parshas Tetzaveh, the first Sicha. The Baal Shem Tov famously taught that Hashem only shows us or puts us through experiences that will help us to learn how to be better people, how to get closer to Hashem. And therefore, it's possible and an obligation that everything we see and everything we hear and everything we experience should be used as a means to become a better Jew. The question that remains, though, is what do you do with those experiences that are negative? Not just random experiences, but experiences that you would rather not have had. Even experiences or sights or sounds that if you had the choice, you would have chosen not to see them or not to hear them or not to go through them because they're not kosher. Are you able to learn a lesson from that as well? Is something that is not kosher able to serve as a springboard to get closer to Hashem? Obviously, if it's not kosher, it can't intentionally or willingly be used to get closer to Hashem. But what if it happens? What if a person chances upon something that they would have chosen not to connect to, but they did? Can that be used as well for holiness? Is the Baal Shem Tov including those experiences that's also intended to bring you closer to Hashem? The deeper a person goes in their neshama, the deeper a person goes in their connection to Hashem, the less a person sees anything in the world as a barrier between him and Hashem. If you live on a superficial level, then you only see the superficial quality of the world, where some things are holy and some things are not. But when you go deep, when you dig in the depths of your soul and in the essence of your neshama, where Hashem is truly one and everything is godliness, then even a negative experience can, after the fact, bring you closer to Hashem if you connect on that level. The Rebbe learns this from a Rashi in this week's Parsha, where Rashi is explaining the garments of the Kohen Gadol, of the high priest. And Rashi is talking about the ephod, which is the apron-like garment that the Kohen Gadol wore. And Rashi says in these words, "My heart tells me that the ephod was similar to the aprons that are worn by aristocratic women when they go horseback riding." Now, obviously, watching equestrians, male or female, was not Rashi's pastime. And certainly watching women horseback riding was not something that Rashi would ever have spent his time doing. But rather, with this peculiar expression, "my heart tells me," instead of just saying, "I believe," or "I say," or "it seems to me," but rather he uses this, "my heart tells me." Rashi is teaching his class of children and anyone that will ever study Rashi, including you and me, that if you dig deep into your heart, into the essence of your neshama, and you connect to Hashem on that level which is the depths of your heart, you will be able to connect to Hashem even if you, through something that you saw that you didn't want to see. So Rashi beheld aristocratic equestrians, and Rashi was bothered by it. Why would Hashem have me see this? And came to the conclusion, when he discovered that this is a perfect example of what the ephod looked like, which is basically a reverse apron, Rashi come to the conclusion that Hashem showed this to him because this can help him understand and help other people to understand what one of the holy garments, the sacred work in the Beis HaMikdash, and connect to Hashem better. And this is a lesson for all of us, to try and focus our minds and our hearts truly on our Yiddishkeit, on our desire to get closer to our own neshamas and get closer to our dear Father in heaven, to the point that nothing is an obstacle.